So I'm just going to read very few selections from this Book of 1,000 Eyes, which is my tribute to Scheherazade. Don't clap until it's all over, because they kind of flow together. Oh no, here comes. Oh boy. Oh my God. Okay, off we go. Perhaps someone wrong enough is right to be wrong. Perhaps nations ought not to hunt people they care nothing about. Necessity is a state of incapacity, but perhaps incapacity is a state of necessity. Everything changes, but perhaps the whole remains, although it seems unlikely as well as undesirable. There is nothing but reality. Once there was a man named Task in life, and there is no perhaps about that. There can't be perhaps about anything that is. But perhaps there is. Perhaps this Task in life was a poor soldier with holes in his boots, a bad back, and warped arrows. Every proposition comes to an end, but perhaps the end brought about by a negation is more of an end than an end brought about by an affirmation. Something cannot be more or less of an end, so the end announced by yes and the end announced by no are equally false ends. Perhaps there was once a horse named Predication, but perhaps it was called Trepidation or Shadow. Loyalty tolerates a degree of doubt in its vicinity, but doubt has a tendency to turn a vicinity into a swamp, in which a soldier, like Task in life, is apt to get his boots sucked off. If there once was a horse known as High Spot, the distinction between High Spot and a star would have been clear. High Spot, a mollusk, show tunes, vivacity, and a star. Perhaps affirmation prolongs what it affirms. Negation curtails what it negates. But the temporal advantage that affirmation has over negation is probably insignificant. But perhaps at this point, the notion that nothing is insignificant should be affirmed. Perhaps noise moves the air, perhaps the air moves noise, and perhaps we can have it both ways. Doubt is a source of questions, but questions are also a source of doubt. Perhaps everything ends gradually in a single dilemma, but if so, the dilemma in question is suddenly limitless. Perhaps plants live upside down, or perhaps they eat with their feet. Oh, says the voice of a girl. I've been attacked by owls with towels. I've been attacked by snakes with rakes. It is just this kind of ridiculous language, banal but lacking even banality's pretense at relevance and sense, that I hear in my sleep. I wake feeling irritable and depressed. To achieve reality, where objects thrive on people's passions, enormous effort and continuous social interactions are required, and I can't get started without you. Not here. Over there's a better place to begin a funny story. History, with its dead all shot through with regularities in the woods and following what looks like a cow path, is part of a creature's sexual magic. Its recorded words now are just a small memento meant to trigger memories, which will give us energy when the right time comes. Every afternoon, high in a tree, the forest vagabond naps, while time hangs like a swarm of midges trembling on. It might be female, but it has a phallus' tendency to jump up. How lonely it is to think that I can only think what I think, even while you are thinking. Our thinking just our respective working bodies hum. And while the warlords of Mycenae were storming Troy, the foundations of their societies were crumbling too.